At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. You know, I have every intention on living to see 100 years old, right? But I'm not gonna lie, man, I often fantasize about death. I look forward to one day returning to the place from which we all came, right? Now, if you look in my safe, you know, I already have my funeral plans already laid out. You know, of course, I'll have to be cremated because one, I don't have enough homies that's close to me to have pallbearers. And two, you know, it makes for just a less morbid environment, right? Now, it'll be an event. It won't be any preachers. There won't be any suits. It'll be some good cooking. It'll just be a fun time, right? And you're all invited. You know, the event will start off with my favorite song, which is Mac Miller's The Question. There'll be a few of my good friends having some kind words. And then it'll end with a live performance of Erykah Badu singing Telephone. Today, man, I want to talk about something that's very crucial to your success while living in this realm. Today, I want to talk about embracing death in order to whip life's ass. Let's talk about it.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
Now, I haven't always had this love for death, right? I can remember between the ages of, I guess, around 5 and 9-ish years old, that I feared death so much that I remember thinking that I wished that I had never been born, just because I didn't want to experience it, right? And I think that as we get older, I think we just become numb to it. You know, I think we just put it on the back burner as if it doesn't exist until it happens to us. Because we tend to do things like, you know, we don't value, you know, valuable time with family and friends. We don't value, you know, the experiences that we can have while on this planet. And we tend to just live life in a manner that you know, where we'll have so much regret when it comes to the time when we're on our deathbeds. But I think we ignore it for another reason. I think we ignore it because, you know, just the thought of the unknown paralyzes us. You know, it's just like asking a small kid to go into a bedroom with the lights off. You know, there's just the fear of the unknown. But what I found out, man, is that embracing death, embracing that unknown, is actually one of the keys to life. Now, I've spoken on several of my videos about the time in my life when I was at a dark place and no longer wanted to live, right? You know, it was at this point when I finally could understand what goes through the mind of people that want to commit suicide. You know what I mean? You know, when I was sitting there on my knees in an empty house, in tears, you know, house about to get foreclosed, car about to get repoed, no food. You know, I wasn't upset about those things, you know, but because the kind of person I am, I know that at some point in time, I can get those things back. What was upsetting me about life was the fact that I had no understanding on how life worked. You know, it felt like I'd been dropped off on a planet and not given the instruction book. It felt like I'd been dropped in a world and not given the tools to navigate it. You know, picture playing the game of Monopoly for the first time. You sit down and people just start rolling dice. People are buying homes and properties and enjoying the pleasures that come with the game, and you're just sitting there rolling the dice of life, going around in circles. That's how I felt, brothers. And that's how a lot of you feel. And that's why so many of us are having to go to jail as opposed to, you know, passing go and collecting our $200 on a regular basis. It's because we don't have that understanding. Now, going back to that day when I was sitting on that floor, Glock 23 in my hand, with what felt like only moments left to live, I had absolutely no clue what was taking place. Now there's a saying, and it goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Now I can tell you guys, that was my moment. Because it was at that very moment that everything I'd ever learned in life, any belief, any attachment that I had to anything, at that moment, I released it. I was done with everything. And it was at that moment I received clarity. It was at this point when I was shown two different things, right? One was that death is not the end like most people think. Death is more like a graduation that we should be proud to one day experience, right? And two was that all things work for the good. There's absolutely nothing bad that a doctor can tell me. There's nothing that an employer could take away from me. There's no worldly possession that I could lose that will make me lose my understanding, right? And that understanding that I've gained, it plays a critical role in my success in life. Picture yourself as a quarterback in a second down and short yardage situation, right? Now, just as the ball is hiked, you notice that the defensive lineman is offsides and the referee throws the flag, but the play continues to go on. Now, as a quarterback in this position, you have three decisions you can make, right? One, you can say that, I'm at a disadvantage. The defensive lineman has a jump. And out of fear, you can just fall to your knees, right? Give up. That's one. Two, you can stick to the play that was called, maybe run it 3 yards and out in an attempt to get a first down. That's an option. Or three, you can have a full understanding that no matter what takes place, the first down is guaranteed, right? Those that have understanding in this situation simply take a 5-step drop and go for the end zone.
In the pocket, gonna heave it for the end zone, and it is caught. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
This is the mindset that you'll incorporate once you conquer and embrace death. You'll have a full understanding that regardless of what world events come your way, that there's going to be an automatic first down at the end of the play. In other words, regardless of what's happening in your life, you have a full awareness that there's going to be an advancement to the next level. This, my brothers, has you playing like a Hall of Famer as opposed to just a regular Joe. Again, I plan on living 100 years on this planet. But if I don't, best believe that the time I spend here, I'll be whooping life's ass.
At ease!
I was thinking today, man. I was thinking about life in general, and I was like, this is what life is like to me, right? So picture a classroom. Picture a classroom full of students, and the teacher is telling the class about all these things outside. There's a swing set out there. There's a merry-go-round. There's a slide. There's a, the whatever. All these things, a sandbox, right? And the class is just sitting there like, cool. Everybody's amazed. So recess comes, and all the kids go to recess. Now you got some kids that come out the door and they just in a dead sprint. They gone. They at it. They on the slide. They all over the place, right? And then you got another group of kids. They come outside. They want to play, and they gonna play, but they gotta observe everything first. They looking around first. They gotta see how it works. They gotta see somebody on the slide. They gotta see somebody on the merry-go-round. But once they figure out how it works, then they own it. They own it. They going hard at it. Now that's the class I fit in. Now you got another class of people, another class of kids that they're the ones, they're on the playground, but all they want to do is help everybody else out. They either want to spin the merry-go-round, or they want to be the people pushing the people on the swings, right? They never want to get on. They never want to get on nothing. They just want to help everybody else have fun, right? And then you got another group, and these are the group of kids that they just kind of go out, and they don't even go to the playground. They kind of just go to the corner and do their own thing. They just kind of look to see, see what's going on, but they don't want to participate in that, right? And in my mind, that's what life is like, man. You got some people that come out the gate and they hustlers, man. They getting it, they winning, they getting paid, they're just succeeding in everything. Just by nature. They don't even know why they do it. It's just inside of them. And then you got another group of people, like myself, they want to get ahead, and they're going to get ahead, but they have to see how it works first. They have to know the nuts and bolts of the whole operation, right? And then you got a third group, the ones that swing and the ones that spin the wheel for everybody. These are the people that plan to just work for somebody their whole lives. They never want to, you talk about owning a business, something like that never pops up in their head. You're talking about, doing something on yourself, that never comes up. But they'll work. They work hard. They'll work 50 years and retire. Good living. But that last group, the people who kind of just stand on the wall, those are the people who just put in zero effort in life. They just kind of take whatever life gives them, man. And it's sad, man, because life, that's what life is, man. Life is like recess. It's like recess, man. This is a playground, man. We're made as creators, but now that we're on the playground, we don't want to play the game. We just want to just fall in our little factions, man, and do whatever.